y'all, it's me, ZHANAE JANAE, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for everybody that supports. You know, I always gotta say thank y'all. Because without y'all, there would be no channel. I would just be talking to myself into the ether, and that's what weird people do. But technically that's what I do before I ever post a video. So it is what it is. Anyway, basically this video is going to be about my hair journey. And I know from the cover photo, y'all probably like, hair? Well, you don't wear no wigs, you don't wear no hair. Every blue moon, now it's every purple moon damn near. But every blue moon, I do put on a wig. For a little bit, my hair was getting up to like this high. And I decided to shave it again, y'all, because you know what? I just felt like it. I just did. And I've had short hair for almost 10 years now. I absolutely love short hair. I feel like it's so liberating for me. I feel like I am my sexiest when I'm bald. I feel like I am the most confident. I am very sure of myself in my baldness. Of course, I do get people from Blue Moon, especially if they're haters, trying to come at me certain types of ways, trying to call me bald head. Of course, I do get men at times trying to be slick about me being bald. Yes, when I walk through the club at times, do people palm my head like it's a basketball? Yes, they do. But does that take away from how sexy I feel with a bald head? Does that take away from how comfortable I am with a bald head? No, it doesn't, to be honest. Like, I genuinely feel like me with a bald head is how Honey Blonde is to Beyonce. And y'all know I love Beyonce, for those that don't know, right? So I've had short hair for almost 10 years because initially it wasn't like a buzz cut, low cut. Initially I chopped off, like I did a big chop and it was like up to here almost, like it was a fro, right? And eventually it made its way to being a buzz cut. I have been skinhead before, like down, like no hair at all. I've worn all types of wigs. I've had braids, I've had bobs, I've had long hair, I've had in between haircuts, I've had pixie cuts, I've had all types of styles. And growing up, my hair was very long. Like I always had long hair my whole life. And for those of you that know, for those of you that have had it before will understand, when you've had long hair for a really long time, you eventually get tired of it. And you want to try something different, and then God forbid you get a little too scissor happy one day, and now you just notice that you are the finest you ever could be with, like me, with a bald head. And I feel like that's what I've found my way into, because literally my hair was always like down my back into the middle of my back when I was younger. And of course there are a lot of negative connotations and what is it called? I just think that's the word. We're gonna say negative connotations that surround Black women and hair. And a lot of it stems in our own community. A lot of it does, I believe, come from like a level of internalized racism or whatever. And people don't tend to believe that a Black girl can have long hair. It's just always been what it is. That was my experience growing up. And when I had long hair growing up, people used to think that my mom put weave in my head. They never really believed it. They would like be sneaky and they would be like, oh, you have something in your hair, and then they would just start digging down to my roots. And then now when you don't feel no tracks, you don't feel no clip-ins, the fuck you about to say? Right. So I did have long hair for a very long time. It was unbelievable for most people, but I grew up with relatives that have long hair. Like it's just long hair runs in my family. Everybody got good hair for the most part. And good hair, I always say, is healthy hair, because I do mention it frequently, but I will always give my mom her flowers, because even like in her passing, people told me how much she had growing hands, and she was a natural hairstylist. So she knew what she was doing. So healthy hair is good hair. I hate when people try to differentiate, which also I feel like is a bit inherently racist, the measurement system of hair textures a little bit, and trying to say this looser texture is supposedly good hair instead of a coily texture or more kinkier texture, when truth be told, people don't understand that the reason why my hair holds blonde so well is because my curl, the coil is usually so tight. Now, I wouldn't say that I have a 4C hair and it's not a 4B hair either. It's like, it's not a kinky texture, but it's curly and it's a tight curly, right? So my hair holds bleach pretty well. And mind you, I had been bleaching my hair for almost as long as I had my hair short. And I had never really had any experiences with it falling out, right? So, I mean, now will I lie to y'all and say that I haven't had shedding? No, I will not lie to y'all. It does shed, but I've never really had it like coming out in clumps or different things like I've heard other people saying. And what I can say is that different textures take different things differently. Growing up, I know my mom did give me plenty of natural treatments on my hair, hot oil treatments. She said what you put inside of your body is just as important as what you're putting on your hair and outside your body. So my hair was growing very long and healthy and thick. And for those that know, when you have thick hair, let alone long, thick hair, it is a struggle. And for me, it was a struggle every single morning, waking up, having to do my hair and brush and comb my hair and breaking combs in half, breaking scrunchies. That's only a thick hair girl struggle. You only know that struggle for real if your hair is thick as hell and curly. So for the most part, I used to wear my hair like up high, like in a pineapple, or just in my curly fro. If you scroll all the way to the bottom of my Instagram, where I'm gonna include a picture, this was my hair at one point. Yes, that is all my hair. No, it was not clip-ins. No, it was not weave. I had long hair. But when your hair is long and thick and curly, it is difficult to take care of. Now, I do hate when people say, oh, I prefer to wear a weave. I prefer to wear a wig because it's so much easier to take care of. No, it's not. No, it's not. Y'all, I have been all around the world and with my hair, and a lace front is probably one of the most high maintenance things to take care of unless you got that bitch sitting on your scalp like a beanie. You literally have to lay it every 2 seconds. If it wasn't laid properly initially, that bitch is coming up and it's gonna look like a scab on your forehead. And if you do know, you know, a lace front ain't even supposed to be lasting that long on your forehead, no way. It comes from theater. It's supposed to go on and come right back off. It's not supposed to be lasting months and months on end. And a lot of people don't maintain it properly. That's why a lot of people don't have no edges, right? But lace fronts, wigs, weaves, all of that is equally as high maintenance as curly, natural, thick hair. But the difference is a lot of people are conditioned mentally to dislike their natural hair out of racism. So for me, I can say that my experience when I was growing up wasn't that I hated my hair texture. It was just that I was young. I was around so many people who, let's be real, their parents probably didn't know how to take care of their hair, or we're all being conditioned to dislike our black hair. And I can say I did have difficulties appreciating and loving my hair for what it was when it was what it was. And my mom would take care of it. And we all know when you're growing up, you ask your mama to do a hairstyle for you and she give you what the fuck she want to give you. And now you don't like your hair. And then you just have this struggle with your hair because you like, oh, is it not how I want it? And I did hit that point in high school with my hair where I was just straightening every single day, pressing it out, bone straight, heat all the way to fuck up, probably on 400, straightening my hair. To the point where my hair literally was just bone straight all the time. It was so heat trained that it probably took one pass to even really make it straight anymore. And I was straightening it all the time, so much to the point that it became see-through. Like, if my hair was down here on my shoulder like this, on my titty, you would see the wall behind my hair because my hair was so thin from being pressed all the time and from not being taken care of properly. So that is the point where I ended up cutting my hair off, and then I had like this epiphany. I felt so beautiful. I felt so free. And I can tell y'all that when I was growing up fighting, a bitch always want to try to reach for my head. But you gotta hit them hoes with women. What's that? So they ain't really never got the best of me. But when you got that hair down here, one thing a girl always gonna do is, they always gonna reach for it. You gotta know how to hit them with that. right? So I felt so free, and I was like popping my shit. I was on my, okay, so bitches want to fight, bitches want to jump. What's up now? Come at me now, ho. I was popping my shit so bad when I finally cut my hair, but I just felt so free and liberated. But that was before I had ever like buzz cut shaved it. When I ended up buzz cut shaving it was some years later, and I just felt so free. And maybe it's a part of me being lazy and not wanting that extra routine when I get up, when I just want to get up and go. But I love having a buzz cut. I feel like I am so beautiful. I'm standing on 10, like, and really where I got the idea from was in part Amber Rose. I think it really was Amber Rose. Maybe somebody else too, but then like, you know, you'll see something, you search something, and eventually you just start getting all the types of other inspos. But I've always loved how Amber Rose looked with her buzz cut. So, and that's probably where the blonde came in. Maybe. That's probably where the blonde came in. But either way, I had my time before then, during, and whatever, with wigs and lace fronts and stuff like that. And it's so high maintenance. It takes so much. If you're going to a stylist and getting it done on time, it becomes super, super expensive. And I've found with myself that not only does having a shaved head help me cutting back on monthly expenses, because I will tell you all this all the time. I don't care how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. So if you can make your beauty routine, like your overall weekly, monthly beauty costs as low as possible, along with your monthly overhead, but bill-wise as low as possible, you are putting yourself on the path to succeed. You do not have to have an outlandishly high beauty routine to feel beautiful. If that's the case, you're relying on something else, and you're trying to seek approval through money and through being able to say, I paid such and such amount for my beauty routine, opposed to just, I did my beauty routine so I feel beautiful. You don't got to spend $50, $100 on your beauty routine just to be beautiful. I'm not no tea, no shade, but there's a different problem at hand if you have to spend so much on your beauty routine and you can't just kind of like minimize the cost that much. You can have a beauty routine, don't get me wrong, but you do not have to break the bank to do all that. You do not have to be living above your means because of your beauty routine, because of your monthly overhead. I don't believe in that. So what I can say is that I used to do wigs. I used to love putting on wigs. I used to love switching up colors. I probably had every color in the book, every color of the rainbow. And eventually, for me, between like experiencing different things in life and between just saying, you know, I really want a look that is my distinct look, I finally was like, you know what, I really love a buzz cut. I really, really love my buzz cut. And the way I feel about a buzz cut is, I just genuinely think that right now, y'all just have to see me for me. Y'all got no choice but to see me for me. Like, I can't hide behind a bang. I can't hide behind a bob changing up my face shape, making you think that my face is slimmer. I can't hide behind no braid sweep to the side and making my head look a little less big, or like box braids. I can't hide behind anything. This is me. And either you love it or you hate it, but I respect it and I love it. And I think I am my most beautiful when people could see me for me. Right now I have no makeup on, I have no hair, I got in my earrings, I got in a little bit chapstick, but this is me, right? So I feel like once you have a understanding of who you are and what works for you, and that's just like who you are, of course I can still switch it up. Of course, if I want to slap on a wig tomorrow, I can slap on a wig tomorrow, you know? But I feel like once you learn yourself and you really love yourself for exactly who you are, then the rest of the world just gotta catch up. Because I will forever stand 10 on feeling beautiful and being beautiful within my own skin and being beautiful within who I am. And I'll walk around and people be like, oh yeah, bald head, bald head. And I'm just like, if I was a sick woman, maybe my feelings would be hurt. But I'm here, healthy as ever. I shave my head because I choose to. It wasn't like my hair was dropping out in patches and I had no choice. I do this to myself intentionally. So I think also a bit of the hate that I get from being bald, from both black women and black men, because black men try to crack their jokes, black women try to crack their jokes, they try to be slick, is because within the black community, it is sold to us that just like it's sold to a lot of motherfuckers that they need to have a relaxer for their hair to be beautiful. You don't have to do all that shit. Granted, I'm not necessarily natural because I'm blonde, but for the most part, I'm a natural blonde. Like, I wear my hair curly and natural. It's sold to us that your hair has to be long for it to be beautiful. You have to have long hair to be feminine. You have to wear your hair a certain type of way. That's why a lot of people choose to wear their hair bone straight opposed to naturally curly, wearing their natural hair texture. And they're having to straighten and curl and relay the lace front every 2 seconds, but they swear that their natural hair is high maintenance. Let's call a spade a spade. You just don't like your natural hair. So I can say that I did go through that era of not necessarily loving my natural hair, not knowing what to do with it, being conditioned by the outside world that my hair needed to be straight to be beautiful, you know? And do I miss my like big old curly fro at times? Yeah, sure. But do I love myself at this stage of me? Yes. Did I love myself when I had my Edna bob? Yes. Did I love myself when I had my braids? Yes. Did I love myself when I had different colors? Yes. Did I love myself when I had a slick back hairstyle or a ponytail? Yes. So I think the biggest thing about this video that I want you guys to get is that my journey with my hair has always been not necessarily a hatred for my hair, but I love myself, and I'm going to love myself at this era, at this era, at that era, and at that era. And no matter what anybody had to say about what style I had, I loved myself in that moment. And I used to put on a mean synthetica, and I don't give a fuck if that bitch would stand up 5 inches off the back of my neck. I had all the confidence in the world. You hear me? So sometimes you have to, and I know it's uncomfortable because I've gone through those moments of discomfort, of really sitting with myself and asking myself, who am I? What do I love about me? What makes me special? What makes me not special? Like, are you just another person? Are you just a regular person? Who are you to think that you're so special, right? And what traits do you have that are good qualities? What traits do you have that are bad qualities? And with knowing all of that, can you still love yourself for who you are? And through everything, I've learned to still love myself for who I am. So no matter the attacks or the snide comments I get about being bald, and even in like a club environment, people want the bust down, people want the braids, people want the long hair or the bob or the whatever. And here I show up with a bald head. And I'm still fine shit. So it's what it is, y'all. Like, you gotta really love yourself at whatever you're at. And I feel like a lot of time hair is like a shield. I was about to say like a helmet. Hair is like a shield, and a lot of people hide behind their hairstyle. They don't feel pretty unless they have a specific type of hairstyle. And throughout every hairstyle I've had, I mean, granted, I might not like a specific hairstyle on myself, but because I've gone through that evolution and that journey, I've realized I am me. Like India Arie says, I am not my hair. I'm the soul that is within, right? To get a little deep on y'all. So you gotta love yourself for who you are, but first you have to find out who you are. And once you really find out who you are, you ain't letting nobody fuck with you. You ain't letting nobody tell you who they think they want you to be or who they think you are. And that's just it. That's just that on that, right? So I'm glad that I've had my journey with my hair. And I won't necessarily say I've settled. Well, maybe that's what it's called, like settling. I did both buzz cut because every blue moon I want to grow my hair back, and every blue moon I want to slap a wig on. But then again, sometimes I just don't. And you guys gonna have to take me and love me for who I am. Bald head, fine shit. Love y'all. See y'all later.
'Cause I don't want the simple life. It's the fine things I like. I want my champagne all night with you.